We're going to start with our next topic, considerations to be kept in mind while choosing a brand name. Many companies opt to choose a brand name that represents its company. It could be something that is colorful, it could be something that is pretty or popular, and that people who look at it will be able to, yes, this is this company's logo. So before they actually start, manufacturing their goods, they would already have in mind what symbols or combination of words or designs that we will put together, and we will use that as a brand to represent our product. So the first one is simple and short. Companies today are going for uh, brand names that are simple and that you don't have to, it has to be short and easy to remember. For example, you have your title watches. Title is short, it's simple, fast track. It's simple, it's also short, it's easily pronounceable. Many companies, they, especially foreign companies, if you look at perfumes or if you look even at your luxury bags, your leather bags, they have very fancy names to it, which people find it very hard to pronounce. So a brand should be easily pronounceable. I can give you an example. I'm sure you all would have heard of the apparel Louis Philippe. So a lot of people say Louis Philippe, which is wrong. So again, it has to do with the name because it's pronounced, it is written as the spelling is Louis. So hence people pronounce it as Louis, whereas we should actually pronounce it as Louis Philippe because it's a French name. Next, you have suggestive. It should explain the quality of the product. You take McDonald's, I'm loving it. You eat at McDonald's, you go there because the food is fine. It's at a reasonable rate. You love what we serve, and it's a full meal. So when you say I'm loving it, you're talking about liking the product. So that's being suggestive. And the last one is distinctive. A brand name should be distinctive, meaning it should be different. It should have, the right tune to it. It shouldn't, uh, you shouldn't copy a brand name from another company, right? You should have your own distinctive brand name. It should be unique. That's what a lot of customers are looking for to do, nowadays. The next topic, we just finished branding. We studied the meaning, the advantages of branding to marketers, advantages of branding to customers, and also considerations to be kept in mind while choosing a brand name. Our next heading is packaging. If you go to McDonald's or KFC and you order a burger, a Big Mac, you usually get it in this cardboard container, and that is called packaging. So they write like these really funny things that you can read off, so that attracts people to it. And finally, they open it to view the final product inside. So packaging refers to the act of designing and producing the container or the wrapper of the product. These are your levels of packaging. So when we go back to the previous slide, what you see right there, this is called a primary packaging. If you order for a takeout, they will put this into another brown paper. Okay, that is called the secondary packaging. So that is what we're going to be studying over here in levels of packaging. You have primary packaging. I've taken the example of a can of peas. So here you have a can of peas. You have peas that is put inside of a can. So in order to get to it, you need to ship it out, or if you have to send it out to a convenience store, okay, or a shop that is located, near you. You're not going to send it individually. You're going to put it into a box, and you're going to send it in a pack of 8 or 12, depending upon your packing policy. And if at all you're sending it to a store that is located very, very far away, you cannot send it in a box. You have to put that into another bigger box. Probably you are going to wrap it with bubble wrap, or you're going to put packets of paper into it, or additional cushion, so that in the process of leaving your warehouse and going to the shop, it shouldn't get damaged. And on the box itself will be mentioned, fragile, or handle with care because it's glass, whatever product that you're selling. So that is referred to as a transit packaging. So remember, there are three: primary, it usually contains your product, it's the outer cover, and when you put that into another box and you're sending it off to a warehouse or to a store, that is called secondary packaging. And then when you're transporting it, finally transporting it, you need to protect it from so many factors when you're transporting it. That is called a transit packaging. Okay, or you can also say transport packaging. Your next heading is functions of packaging. Please look at the slide in front of you. We'll start with the first one: to present and identify the product. If you look at the first slide with regard to packaging, you look at it, you look at the symbol, and at the sides they will mention what kind of meat is served in it. You look at it and you know that it contains food, right? That is referred to as to present and identify the product. A couple of weeks back, I picked up your AirPods. So when you look at it, now because I've got it, when I look at anybody else using their wireless headphones, I think of that immediately, because of the package. It's really cute and small and compact. So here packaging is very important because the company who believes that people are able to identify what they are selling from the packaging itself. Next, to protect and preserve the quality of the product. That is the reason why we have levels of packaging, right? Look at the second or the third level. The first level too is serving the same purpose. It is protecting the product that is within the can. So in case somebody drops it, you won't have the piece spilling out, right? So that is to protect and preserve the product. All canned goods, they have preservatives, so they have a longer shelf life when compared to a lot of other products. Next one, to provide information to the customer. If you look at the first slide again, it gives you the printing, will let you know a few things related to the product. Maybe the size, the shape, the color, the ingredients used, if it's an edible, if it's medicine, you usually have instructions or directions on how to use it, right? So this is information that is required to be given to the customers. Now you can't have a salesperson explaining each and every instruction to a customer. That's the reason why they have a package or even a label. The same thing is covered even in a label. Next, to facilitate transport and distribution, you saw transit packaging, right? Or transport packaging. This is mainly to help with transporting your goods from one place to another. That box right there, the last box that you see, it does not contain just one can of peas. It probably contains more than 20 to 30, depending upon how they're stacked in a range. So this helps with transportation. And the last one, to contain the product. This is the simplest function of any package, just to hold the product. We can see in this slide, you see that box holding the burger, and in this slide, the can holding the peas in it. Your next topic is labeling. I told you a brief introduction with labeling in the previous class. So labeling is what you see there in front of you. Information relating to the supplier or the manufacturer, the address to which it is going to, sometimes maybe what it contains, if uh, the goods inside the box is fragile, that needs to be mentioned on the label. So a label plays a very important role when you are packaging your food. It is very important for you to put out necessary information with regard to the goods. That is referred to as labeling. I've given you another example. So if you look at the picture in front of you, you will notice a label not only in front of the product but also behind it. So the first picture is of what is inside the package. It's called Groovy Gravy. It's actually meant for kids or toddlers. If you look towards your left hand corner, 500 grams. And they've given you a little information with regard to the product. If you turn it over, they have enclosed nutritional facts. A lot of people buy food based on the information provided on the pack. Like they want to see the amount of carbohydrates, of protein, of fat, whether it's made out of palm oil, because a lot of people don't eat palm oil anymore. They prefer to stay away from it because it's not healthy. So all this is your ingredients, and it also informs you like what kind of protein it gives you, or supplements, or vitamins, vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium that's mentioned over here. So you see labels play a very, very important role. Sometimes companies prefer to have their labels very simple, very down to earth, whereas some other people prefer to have it, especially on chocolates, or things that kids like, because they feel that that will draw their attention, and hence they like to ensure that their product is very colorful. Colorful. Their label is colorful and put on the product. These are the functions performed by a label. Identify the product, like how a package too can help with identification of a product. Same thing with a label. You look, you read, and you know. Today, labels are used even on vegetables. When I go to Reliance, okay, and I have like one vegetable in my hand, one huge vegetable, and then he's weighing it. He'll just take out the label from the machine generating it, and he will put it on the vegetable itself. So it identifies what product it is. It could be a cabbage, it could be a cauliflower. So it will tell you about the product, describes the product and specifies its contents. I just showed that to you in the picture, so you know what the product is all about here. You know that it's a smoothie. You know that it's meant for kids, and it's got a lot of nutrition in it. You know, it's got vitamin A, vitamin C. It's got calcium. Its cholesterol is close to zero. So all this is describing the product to you and the contents in it. Okay, grading the product. Now, okay, I'll just go back to the next previous point. Describe the product. If you buy your phone, on the box of your phone, right, you will find a label on it that will tell you, you know, the name of your phone, probably the color, and majority of this you will get not in the form of words, but in the form of pictures. This describes the content of the product. Today, nobody wants to read. Everybody believes in looking at pictures and getting information from that. That is why we require labels. Next, grading of products. So when you grade your product, usually it is printed or it is put on a label. You are able to read that off from the label itself. So it is important that once you grade and you put your product into different grades, it's your label that gives you information regarding it. Helps in promotion of products. How simple. It's giving you information, it's colorful, it's unique, it's stylish. All this is something that will attract you towards at least, spending 2 minutes and looking the product, at looking at the product. So again, labels help in promotion of the product. And the last one, providing information regarding required by law. Look at the second picture. You can notice, right? All food products will have this because it is necessary by law to state what is put into, probably what is going to be put in your mouth, what you're going to eat. So if you buy medicines, now this is very important. By law, they are required to mention how many mg, what is used to make up that particular cream or tablet. No? So that is information that is required by the law. The next heading, pricing. All of us know that whenever we go shopping, we know the value of something from its price. If you look at a washing machine, you look at it and he tells you, or the salesman tells you, it is 30,000 or 40,000, and he tells you it's expensive because it includes so many features. This is, one of a kind washing machine. It just launched. He is just trying to make you understand why this product has this particular price. So price is defined as the amount of money that is paid by a buyer in consideration of the purchase of a product. Today, nobody believes in the barter system. We don't go around trying to sell, one microwave for one refrigerator. We can't do that anymore. That's the reason why money, started existing and why everybody is putting a price on their product. Please look at the picture in front of you. If you notice, the first two price tags, there is a X mark that shows that it's not the right price. Maybe it's too less, maybe it's too expensive, but the last one is just the right price. So it is very important when you are fixing a price for your product. You need to ensure that you're taking into consideration certain elements and finding the right price for your product. If you fix too low of a price, you're not going to make enough of profit. If you fix too high of a price, you're not going to get customers. Factors affecting pricing decisions. This is an important topic. I've listed 5 factors in front of you. You just read it and then I'll explain each of it individually. Pricing objectives, product cost, utility and demand, competition, marketing methods. Pricing objectives. You would have heard of in the long run or in the short run, you want to make profit and you have 2 ways to do it. Okay? Either you can make a profit after 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, that's generally called in the long run, or you can make profits in 6 months, less than 6 months, less than a year. That is called making profit in the short run. So here what is going to happen is a company needs to study itself first. It needs to understand the strategies that they are going to follow in order to fix a price for their product. So here they are going to think, should I fix a high price for my product, make profits immediately, and probably lose my customers because pricing of my product is high, or should I fix a price for my product, let it be low. Let me establish a target market. When people use my products, when they are happy, when they keep coming and buying it, they are used to using my products. Suddenly I will increase the price. That is in the long run. So you see these two scenarios. It depends on the manufacturer. If he's greedy, he will do things in the short run. If he has patience, he will follow the strategy of fixing a price in the longer run. These are called your pricing objectives. Next one, product cost. This phone, for example, this phone is 15,000. How did I arrive at that cost of 15,000? I'm not only going to consider just this product, but how much it took me to actually manufacture this piece of electronics, okay, or this electronic device. Maybe I traveled to a lot of places. Maybe there's a component in this particular phone that cannot be found anywhere, so I had to get it, manufactured separately. Maybe my camera is very good. Maybe I have a front and a rear camera. Maybe I have, that face recognition. I should consider so many factors. Then I will set a price for my product. Today you have a lot of women. They are very good. 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 They are They are female entrepreneurs. What are they doing? They are knitting and they are stitching, they're doing embroidery. When they fix a price for it now, because it's a handmade product, you're not using a machine. It's going to be very expensive. Okay? You have dream catchers that people are making. Those are also expensive because everything is made by hands. You have to take into consideration the string, the feathers, the bead, the frame, that circular device that you use to hang the feathers, how much of money you spend to go to the market to pick up all those items. You will calculate it, okay, and you will keep it aside. Maybe for each product, I will spend, I will try to charge a rate of 200 depending upon the size of your dream catcher. That is called product cost. Utility and demand. Companies need to study the trend in the market. First, they need to see what their product can be used for. That is called utility. People will pay a price depending upon the utility of the product, right? A product can be used for so many things. So we have to look at utility as well as demand. A lot of products they would have come out as expensive as luxury items, and over the years, their demand would have just declined. Automatically their rate also will decline. Now, this is regarding only a few items. I'm not talking about your luxury cars. There are very few people in the world who want to buy luxury cars, and it's fine. If these companies are just selling, your Lamborghini or Bugatti world like 5 units or 6 units in a year, it's fine. They don't have to worry about it because those cars are so expensive. Lay people like me cannot afford those cars. So your utility and demand should always be studied. Competition. I have manufactured this phone. I can make calls, I can receive calls. Same thing for messages. It has a camera. I can, do a video call. It supports so many apps. But I priced this phone at 20,000 rupees. I have a competitor, Mr. B, who has the same thing. Okay, who has the same thing. Maybe his phone is a little more bigger, maybe it's not very stylish, but the features are the same. What I use this phone for, his phone is doing the same thing. But his phone value is only 15,000 or 14,000. You will notice that people are more inclined to buy his product than when they want to buy mine. Some of them don't care. They're saying, why should we worry? If we bulky it is, we will manage. We can save 6,000 or 5,000 rupees. So you always have to study your competition. If there are substitutes in the market, you have to be very careful how you price your product. Then you have your marketing methods. How you get your product to the customer. Promotion, you have sales promotion, you have advertising, you have salesmen going out there and talking about your product, you're advertising it on TV, you're advertising it in the newspapers, you have different channels of distribution. All this will be covered under your marketing methods. So when you combine all of this, only then you can fix the right price for your product. Your next topic is physical distribution. We studied, right, physical distribution with regard to wholesalers, retailers, how you are going to get your final product to the customer, through which channel it is going to go. That is called physical distribution. If you look at the picture in front of you, ignore information, but look at everything else. Okay, you have manufactured the product. Okay, that is the picture on your left side. On your right side, you are transporting it, and the product reaches the warehouse. Again, you are transporting it. So over here, it reaches the customer. That final building can be anything. It can be a mall, it can be a convenience store. So that process of it from the manufacturer to the store or to the customer. That is referred to as your physical distribution.